I transmitted to the cistern and found her already scouting the area. She was crouched attentively behind an outcropping, scanning for hostiles.
Are all Titans as punctual as you?
No. Some of us have to put up with lazy hunters instead of overbearing warlocks. Her head snapped around, and those green eyes locked a death stare on mine. And that gas kicked in again. That sassy, intoxicating, infatuating gas that only comes from pent-up passion. I didn't need the distraction, so I casually walked down the hill toward the massive waterfall.
Where are you going? I'm not done scouting yet.
There's a few fallen over here and some up in the cavern. Cabal escape through here from time to time. There you go. Scouting done. Let's move. She let out an audible harumph, and I smiled to myself. As I approached the entrance of the pools, I looked up at the stream pouring above the pond. It looked a bit odd. I turned to see her staring at her datapad again. This stream looks funny. The color is off.
Ugh. It looks funny? I'm the scientist here, you're the muscle. Just keep your mouth closed and your weapon ready. The radiolarian saturation is lower than normal. Significantly lower. By 21%.
We need more data points to confirm anything. Is the flow rate of that waterfall any different than normal? Just as I turned back to her again, a sniper round zinged past my head. The Fallen had noticed us. I pulled out my bow and sighted in. One well-placed arrow later and, well, that takes care of that. I noticed her scanning the waterfall. I was about to ask another question when the whine of a falling grenade invaded the investigation. I turned around, pulled out my shotgun, and sprinted across the red grass field. 3 dregs and a vandal scrambled around, looking for angles from which to attack. I slid in and quickly took down the vandal. A single brave dreg decided to slash me in the back with its knife. It stung a little, but I turned and punched a hole in its head, neutralizing the threat. I could hear the other dregs scampering away. I casually reloaded my shotgun and walked to find my partner, dipping her hand in flowing radiolaria and scanning it repeatedly.
Ouch! Damn it!
There's an easier way to do that. I grabbed a decent-sized rock and squeezed it hard to break it in two. I took one half and ground it against the corner of another rock to hollow it out. I handed it to her. She took it without another word and scooped some of the fluid into the small hole. Well?
Well, what?
You have to be purposely hurting yourself for some deeply scientific reason.
I think I figured out why the flow rate is significantly slower than normal. The level of radiolarian saturation is merely one factor. The strength of the electrochemical bond combined with the saturation level directly affects the flow rate because the strength of the bond increases the weight of the molecule along with the relative gravity of each molecule. The combined gravimetric pull of each individual radiolarian molecule pulls harder on the millions and millions of all the other molecules along with it. Thus, the fluid moves faster due to the exponential nature of relative gravity. And you aren't listening, are you?
Oh, I'm totally listening to you ramble on and on and on.
For the love of the traveler, can you stop being thick-headed?
Another fallen sniper zinged past her head. I quickly deployed my towering barrier and turned back to her. Please, go on. You have my undivided attention. She just stood there with her arms folded, hips cocked to one side, with her mane of red hair flowing down her square shoulders. I couldn't deny it any longer. I was smitten. Smitten like I hadn't been in a long time. All that sass, all that attitude, all that hair, all that intelligence that had inebriated me like I hadn't been in decades. And those eyes. those translucent windows into her fiery, powerful soul could inspire my heart to greater heights of courage and strengths of conviction, all for the love of a woman who could render me helpless faster than a super's disintegration abilities. I could see her mouth moving, but the words didn't register in my brain. She started pointing at something behind me as she was getting more demonstrative by the second. There was this delightfully blinding fog inside my head blocking the words. I started smiling at her, and that made her madder. Big mad. Like, the redhead has had enough of your crap, smack you upside your head. Mad.
Will you do your job?
You got it, babe. I pulled out my rocket launcher and sighted in, looking for the sniper on the hillside. I adjusted my position slightly. Why is the reticle so cloudy? I thought I cleaned it off the other day. I adjusted it again and found my target. I tried letting the target tracking on, but it wouldn't engage. I figured I was a good enough aim to hit my target, so I pulled the trigger. Then there was a massive explosion, and everything went dark. My ghost resurrected me, and I looked up. Did I just...
Blow yourself up again? Yeah, totally.
I'm never gonna hear the end of this one.